Hey everybody, Scoutcrafter here again. Now, Mr. Sneelock from Old Sneelock's Workshop had pointed out the other day that you can never have too many clamps, too many C-clamps or any kind of clamp. And contrary to what my girlfriend thinks, I didn't make up that statement. That is a true statement. Now, I might have made up the statement that says you can't have too many pliers or too many hammers or too many wrenches. That might have been me. But for the most part, you really can't have too many clamps. And when you come across a really nice clamp, I mean, it's a thing of beauty. And I have what I think is the most beautiful clamp I've ever seen. So let's get started on it. It's aluminum and it's going to be awesome. Today's project is this beautiful Made in USA aluminum clamp that I picked up the other day. And you see the price on there is $5. And number is 66704. Now, this is going to be a quick one, but I have to tell you, when you're dealing with aluminum, the one thing you never do is use an aluminum, go to the wire wheel with aluminum, and I'll show you why. Okay, here we have a nice piece of aluminum. You see, I got it to the point where it's a little bit shiny, but you see a little scratches in there. You figure, hey, let me take it to a wire brush, take out them scratches. Big mistake, and let me show you why. Now look at that finish. See what it just did? It is, that finish is deep now. I mean, you'll never get this out. And I know I've done it before. I made the mistake and never take aluminum to the wire wheel. It'll melt it up. It'll just look horrible. You can use steel wool like a Brillo pad or something, but you can't use the wire brush. Now we used a magnet to make sure the threaded rod was indeed steel. And we used the wire brush on that. After that, we used a regular Brillo pad and went over to the slop sink and just scrubbed and tried to get off as much corrosion as we could. Okay, here we are at our post-wire, actually steel wool evaluation. And now if you look at it, we got off a lot of the corrosion and stuff. But now in order to get, if you want to get this really shiny, you see that? There's like that... there's no way that polish is going to take that out because it's like casting pits. That's just the way it is, you know. If you want to get that like a mirror finish, you're going to have to take this down with some kind of abrasive, like a fine emery cloth or something to get below those pits before you polish. Now we used a couple different grades of steel wool to get off the corrosion, and after that we went to the buffing. Now with the buffing wheel, you see me use the back of a saw. And a lot of times the compound tends to get caked up into the buffing wheel and you have to do something to get it out of there, and I found that to be the best way. After that we taped up the clamp and got it ready for paint, and that's always a good part. And you remember my favorite part of what the clamp looked like before we started. And we're calling this clamp finished, and just look how beautiful this clamp came out, huh? You know, I've worked with aluminum before, and aluminum is very forgiving as long as you know you don't push its limits, and it is just a beautiful clamp. The polished out the threads, they're smooth as silk. This little captive nut here and the spinner is excellent. Just a beautiful clamp. Look at the design here. This here, the red where we painted, this is called the Norherman effect. After the subscriber who always looks for my the red into the projects I do, but look how nice that came out, huh? Really makes the clamp pop, and it's just a wonderful little addition to my collection. But aluminum, really nice to work with. It's lightweight, it's strong, but it's not made for those heavy-duty clamping items. But you don't see many of these around, and it just goes to show when they design something like this, the designer, he really took some extra time. A lot of times they had to carve a mold out of wood and sand it down, and then they would make the original blank, and then they would cast that after it. So they did a really nice job on doing this, whoever the designer was. I wish I knew to give him credit. But beautiful clamp, probably the most beautiful clamp I own, and hope you like it. Thanks very much for tuning in. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.